Welcome to a video from digitalife.com. I'm going to look at another piece of kit that I've had for a while, and this is the Boss RE-1000 digital multi-effect unit, a rack mount device. I've had for some time, since about 1990, and there's not a lot of information available on this one actually, not a lot of reviews or magazine articles or anything from the time. So it's a digital multi-effect unit. It's designed to mimic the RE-201 Space Echo in a sort of rack format, but it's all digital, and it's got some nice effects on it actually, so I'm going to go through some of those effects so you can have a listen to them. So to test this, I've got a Yamaha TX7, that's the box version, desktop version of the DX7, hooked up on the input, controlling it from the keyboard here. So what you can hear at the moment is the dry electric piano sound from the TX7, and I'll whiz through some of the sounds. It's multi-effects, but it's reverb and echo that you've got, but it's also got this interesting extra control, this warmth control, which emulates some of the tape analog sort of warmth that you would get from the old style tape ones. So it adds a bit of sort of wow and flutter to it, so I'll give you a demo of that on a moment. Aside from that, you've got the decay control. You can pick from echo, multi-echo, echo and reverb and the special. We've got two inputs with independent gain controls and a loudness or overload indicator on there. We've got an output balance, and we've got pre-EQ, and then we've got a stereo output on the back. Down here, I'm using it in mono mode at the moment, but it does have a nice stereo effect. So I've got two things connected. I've got the TX, but I also got my Gen SX-1000 connected as well, so it gives me a bit of reverb on the old synth. Right, so let's have a listen to some of the effects first. So here you can hear the dry sound. I've got it set on reverb 1. Let's bring that balance to 50%, and I adjust the decay down a bit. So straight away you've got that really nice 80s electric piano with the reverb on it, and I can have some quite long delay on it actually. So it does carry it quite nicely, and of course you can go shorten it down and go with a full wet mix. But I think it sounds best with the. Well, let's try out warmth now, see if I can demonstrate that. So you hear that sort of randomness that it's introducing. And if I exaggerate it to the full effect, it would probably sound better with a nice pad sound. Let's try something. I'll stick with the TX7. Yeah, it's a bit over the top. Bring it down a bit. It's a bit more subtle. I'll leave it off for now while we have a listen to the sounds. Let's go to something a bit more attack again, so I'll give you some of that. Right, so back to the piano. So that was reverb 1. Let's go to reverb 2. Bit more usable, that one. I guess it's not quite as it's a bit more realistic, I suppose. And reverb 3. And then I say the special to last. Let's go and listen to some of the echoes. So we've got echo. So the decay is controlling the time, and then these are the timings of it. the different setting. That's Echo 2, Echo 3, a bit longer, and Echo 4 is the longest one. Which is why it sounds good with a short attack. Introduce some warmth to it. I prefer probably a shorter one. You can't control the timing of it. It's just those 4 different time intervals. So this is multi-echo. So this is the decay again is another repeat. Especially at the warp, you can get some really interesting. So it's number 2. Number 3. Number 4. So let's go back to our electric panel so you can hear how we had it before. So a bit of warmth on the electric panel is probably quite nice if we go fairly subtle. Should say on these reverbs as well, the manual describes them as Rev 1 is room, Rev 2 is hall, and Rev 3 is plate. So that's probably, it does have those different sounds to it. Now I mentioned the special one before, down here at the bottom. This is kind of like a pattern echo. So the decay there is adjusting the pattern type effects rather than the decay time. So as I mentioned this before, you've got the a bit of EQ. So the EQ is pre-reverb, so it's affecting the reverb side of it, obviously. Yeah. So said. It's got a nice visual indicator of the overload if I try to overload it a bit. See there. It's not noisy either, that's the other thing. Now I bought this back in the day just to give my DXs a bit of character because I always thought it was sounding flat. Nowadays everything's done, you can have all these effects straight in the box, but in your DAW. But it's quite nice to run a unit directly to the reason why I have this set this way, because I just like the sound of the TX through a bit of reverb, same with the Gen as well, and it gives them a bit of character before I then decide what I'm doing in the DAW. What I'll generally do, if I'm going to the DAW, is I just put this direct, unless I've got this set exactly as I want, but I usually put it direct and then sort of worry about the reverb later. But especially when you're coming up with ideas, this adds some real character. I've no idea what it's worth now. It's not in a proper rack. I haven't got any other racks equipment, but I still like it for its character and sound. Like I said, I couldn't find much information about it, so hopefully this is useful to someone. If you've got any more information about this, let me know in the comments. You can find me on thedigitallifestyle.com.